6 days of pure magic. Human Design Rave Festival 2024.
In 2007, when a friend of mine, she was coming, yeah, she was my house. And at the time, I had my children, they were very, very small. And she introduced me to my first reading. At the beginning, I was skeptical, and I really remember that. And in less than 1 year, because she was staying there for 3 months, she was a projector, a splenic projector. She really guided me to recognize my emotional wave, because I do have a channel that is manifested as emotions, and she was really amazing. And at that time, I was on the edge of a very important decision, and I could really use as an instrument my own authority. And that was my first discovery. And since I started to have a glimpse of what was my potential in taking decisions as myself, I started slowly to approach the human design. And at one point, I was contacted by Genoa Bliven, and he offered me how it's called, uh, a school, how is called when you can study with economical help, how is called, uh, yeah,
social benefit or something.
Yeah, it's like he wanted me to study with him, and then I followed all the professional training with him until the third year. Then I've been participating to the radio, American Human Design Radio. I've been participating to theater, and I've been doing many things in the meanwhile that I was studying. Then I've been interpreting and translating Alok for 3 years in his professional training as well, live and online. And so I've been working double in a sense, studying and also, translating and working with the Italian people. And then after all this, now is my 15th year, and last year that it was 14 years of experiment and study, I gave my exam as a certified IHDS analyst, and I'm already a living your design guide. And I mean, for me, human design is really my present. It's like I really got to perceive people without having the need to see the chart, in that sense, so that I feel many things without needing to run the chart. Then when I do it, of course, it's more detailed. But the thing that I've been loving so much is that it's really practical. Like you can really see it. And so it's my greatest passion. And I've been growing up, my sons, they're three, following
3 sons.
3
sons?
Yeah, 3 sons, 3 men.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been growing them, following, experimenting with them as well. And I can see.
How big are they? How old are they?
Was. They're 20, 19, and 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they started to talk about human design with their friends. So I have also few friends of my sons that they are into the experiment. They're very young. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
So
Wow, that's
this
so
is my
precious, that
greatest
kind of work.
satisfaction, by the way. And I'm focusing very much on working with teenagers and young people. And that's my primal focus anyway. And what else? Yeah, I mean, I love this way of seeing around. It gave me a lot.
Okay, and you said that your passion is to talk about the deconditioning of the sacral center. So can you tell us something more about that?
Yes, I've found out that conditioning is it's quite a shallow word for what is really conditioning. Conditioning is very, very deep, and it's not a joke. When we say 7 years of deconditioning, yes, I mean I can say cycles of 7 years each. Because I found out that even being a generator, where we do have quite a good strategy, way to respond, and we do have a center that responds. It should respond, but actually, the sacral center is one of the centers more conditioned, even for us as generators. We are conditioned to be in a certain way, also sexually. We are conditioned by gender differentiation, which is, it's natural to be different, but somehow we have a level of conditioning as women and men that is not authentic. We are also living our roles in the feminine side and the masculine side that are totally, completely conditioned by things that are old thousands of years. And it all depends from our cultural place of origin. At the same time, I've been investigating what is conditioning as a memory. It's a memory that is emotionally charged, so it is fixed in our mind in a way that it keeps giving us the feeling of that trauma, but we cannot reach our authenticity until our nervous system is under this pressure of a perceived memory, of a perceived threat gave from this memory. And the memory system is pretty complex. And another detail is, for example, if we look at quarters, the 13th gate is the gate of the quarter of initiation, but all the gates of the solar plexus are in that quarter. And that says a lot about the mind and how we are conditioned in the mind. And that's mainly what I would love to go deeper into. Also, talking about the quarters, talking about few streams that are affected by this kind of conditioned reaction. And it comes from my experience and from many other studies that are integrated into a way to read through mechanics, and not only through theories or stuff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's more or less the thematic.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes we are very much unaware of the sexual energy. Sacred sacral is really also about the fact that oftentimes we are saying yes to have sex while it's such a intimate connection that is not so sometimes is a conditioning as well. We are conditioned also with sex or our expression through sex and intimacy that is oftentimes mistaken for love. So yeah, I wanna really go a bit deeper into these contemporary thematics with this gender fluidity or this kind of shallow intimacy where you might not know the person, you make love with them, then you say, okay, goodbye, we can be friends. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
blind.
Yeah, all these benefits. Yeah, wow, what a benefit. Yeah, yeah.
Friends with benefits, yeah.
Ecco, that's my
Yeah.
vedo
Well, that's a
espresso.
big theme, of course. Always interesting for people because we're always in relationships, whether intimate or not. But
Yeah.
any relationship can become intimate at some point, and yeah, in the
Yeah.
sense intimacy, not in the sexual way, of course.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the point. Sometimes, especially young people, maybe not my generation, but my son's generation, they really use sex as an exchange, but in a shallow way. It can happen, not for everyone, but at the same time, we need to know that is the most powerful energy we have as human beings, because through sex we give birth to children. Is and children are something that are not even like they form inside ourselves. It means that genetically we are exchanging, while we make love, we are exchanging genetic information and genetic conditioning, and we keep that conditioning with us. Okay, it's genetic, it's biologically happening. Then you can even say, no, my wife, it's no problem. Yes, why not?
Mhm.
But on a subtle level, there are frequencies that keep frequencing inside, especially to a woman. That's quite a truth. Then for a man, is a bit different, but still, this kind of connection stays. It's not. This is a bit of a. I will integrate some information that are about the subtle level of interaction and role interaction. Also, I will introduce a bit the role gates. Yeah, so I will give a bit of a. We can go a bit more into the theory of mechanics, also, and how this goes together with some observations I did on that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, it's interesting. You have 3 children and 3 sons, and you say that they already are interested in human design, but you also met human design a long time ago, so they were small, right? And
Yeah, they were 3 years old, 4 years old, and the third son was born that I was already into the experiment. In 2007, human design arrived, and my third son arrived, and he is the one talking about it as to everyone, actually. Sometimes I tell him, no, please. He's a 2-4 anyway.
So how was it prior and then after you met human design? Because you can really compare with your children.
Oh, yes, I can. I have a pretty intense design. My definitions are all individual definition inside the individual circuit. And I have channel of charisma, channel of struggle, and channel of openness. So especially with my emotion expressed to the throat. And yeah, that was something that I didn't really recognize before human design. I mean, yes, of course, but I wasn't able to wait in any sense. Okay. So that was pretty, yeah, I can say that it has been an obstacle to my potential, truly. And since I've been meeting human design and everything, I can see that being silent is the most beautiful thing I can do. And yeah, like, and contemplating and staying in the moment and knowing that emotions passes and go, and yeah, that has been a main change in my interaction, my way to express myself. That was important.
But my question was more like when you compare your own attitude with your children prior to human design and afterwards when you knew about it, how did things change? Because it gave you new information.
Not much. I just added few mechanics to my education. Just to tell you, I come from many years of let's say I have a spiritual life. I had a spiritual life before human design, so that my thing was to observe the mirror in my children so that I could correct myself in educating them. That was my basic attitude. With human design, I could help my projector son. Yeah, that was important. More than my generator sons, the other two, which, yeah, okay, but my projector son, knowing about the fact that he was a projector, I could really give him that feeling of being a projector, letting him be the calm and quiet and very nice child that he was, without pushing him, no, to do, to be, to interact. He was a very calm boy, and I could really preserve this beauty. And yeah, that is the real to preserve my projector son. Yeah.
And where does your name come from? Because in my language, Luna means moon.
Yeah, I'm a second generation EP. My mother, she was an EP, and my father too. They traveled to India. My mother, she was a poetic being.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so is there something else, Julia, you would like to ask or contemplate on?
First of all, I want to thank you for what you are bringing already. It feels like you are talking keynotes in the way and connecting very interesting keynotes. Really, personally, very much touched me the connection that you make between the sacral and the memory. And not just because the connection with like a memory circuit that we have, or it's just also my process with it. That our approach with memory changes. And even now that we have very shaky times, and watching how people approach to history online, yeah, it's like we already have a different versions of history being
Yeah.
projected, and just watching it, like people literally, and people, I mean, quite official sources sharing history that is contradictory, and understanding that same level, what is big, that is small, also happens within our own chemistry, is incredible. So I myself very much looking forward hearing more what you have to say, and really being inspired with that.
Yeah, thank you. Grazie.
We
Thank
definitely need
you.
something for, especially indeed, for the sacral center and generators, because as you said, this is the most powerful motor building our world and bringing that frequency. So generators are a very big part
Yeah.
of life. They are the life force. Yeah.
Sometimes in the human design sharings, or is a bit neglected, the sacred center, or is given as sacred center, you know, like
this.
the attention. Generator, no. I mean,
Simple
it's really,
generator. You're not interesting. You're part of every,
you're not
of the majority.
projector. Yes, I'm not. I know. Which doesn't mean that it's easier, you know, like, I'd love to give this space for generators to look into themselves deeply, not, keeping saying always the same things. Wait to respond, we are conditioned. No, wait, it's more detailed.
Yeah.
Is a bit more detailed, and learning to respond is very, very, is subtle to really be the response you want to give. So that was a bit, I would love to give a bit of attention to generators, like to empower a bit this multitude of beings that are here to create this world.
So if you're a generator or a manifesting generator, this is a great workshop for you to attend. And of course, for those who are non-sacral beings, you for sure have sacral beings in your life. And if you want to know more about how this center functions, that's the workshop to visit. So would you like to come?
Feel invited.
And initiated.
Yeah.
And informed. Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing yourself with us and your offering. It's going to be interesting topic for everybody, and also very practical and useful, not only interesting for the mind, but good for the body.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So see you soon in January, and bye for now.
Wait, no, wait. I need to discuss some practical things.
Sure, but can we finish the recording and then discuss?
Okay. Sorry.
I finished. We'll cut it out. It's okay.
Yeah, you will.
Bye for now.
Get your tickets today. See you soon.